I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness.
And we are live. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight on this nice Thursday or Tuesday evening? Good to see everybody in the chat. How's everybody doing? Let's see. We got a whole bunch of folks in here. 300, good to see you. Tracy K, Ontario Prepper, my man, Wolfgang Magic, Fed Up American, Roaming Prepper. Good to see you, my friend. Roaming Prepper just finished up an amazing live, folks, that will get you thinking. Will definitely get you thinking. Julianne, good to see you. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Coffee first, then we speak. Good to see you. Johnny Preps, my man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Jeep Girl, Greenleaf, Brian Barbie, good to see you. CUCV Farmer. And then we have Lucky Dame Preparedness. Good to see you as well as Stray Kitten. Hope everybody's doing well on this Tuesday. Before we dive into it, and if anybody else in the chat that I may have missed, Martika, good to see you as well. If I missed anybody, welcome in. Paper Buttons 19 as well. Welcome everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day, as I've said 10 times now. Before we get into it, what's everybody working on this week? I hope somebody's doing something fun. Anybody doing anything fun? All we got is gloom and doom going on in this country. Ghetto, my brother, good to see you from another. Tell mom and them I said, hey. Anybody doing anything fun this week before we get started and dive into it? I don't think I'm doing anything fun this week. That's not good, Coffee. Jury duty. Not good at all. Not good at all. All right, Fed Up American. Yes, you are. And we need to talk about that. I'll call you after the live stream, Fed Up. I got to talk to you. But yes, that is definitely true. Headed to the bush, the Virginia bushcrafter, of course, headed to the bush to learn more perfection. That's right, folks. We got to do the things, keep doing the things, keep practicing, keep training, and it is going to be an interesting 2023, to say the least. Johnny Prep said he'd like to get in some range time. I'm with you there, my friend. I did that last weekend. Wolfgang said he's working on cotton candy machines at work. Yay, there you go. Paper Buttons 19 is making greeting cards to send to friends. That's where Paper Buttons comes from. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to try to have a quiet weekend, but I think Saturday I'm going to have some fun as well. Not a problem, Ghetto. I appreciate you. So, folks, stay on the path. We all know, we've all heard, we've all been watching, we've all been listening of, everything that's going on in the country and in the world. I'm keeping an eye closely on what's going on in my great state of Ohio, which is a total shame and debacle. And I think they're hiding a lot more than what they're saying. And it just doesn't add up. And as my friend used to say, if it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. But, you know, it is what it is. And the only thing we can do is keep preparing, stay on the path, put the blinders on and focus on what you can do. Again, if you have questions, there's up in the chat, there's the question box. You can click it, type in your question, and I will get to it. Estain, good to see you. Good to see you. Rip Curl, Readiness, good to see you. He said, perfect live to listen to while helping a friend build his AR-15 so he can get some training. Exactly. So far, he has all the parts and even a few extras. Okay, you know how guys and extra parts are. Double check that to make sure. But, you know, folks, just keep the path. James Price, good to see you. Penny Pinching Prepper, welcome, welcome, welcome. 300, if I didn't speak to you, hello again. You know, you got to practice, folks. You got to get your training in, security training, medical training, work with your gear. The gear that you haven't tested out yet, work with it, use it, try it out, make sure it works, make sure you know how to use it and that it functions the way that you want it to function, because that's why you bought it in such a thing. But here in Ohio, things are on edge, on tension. Folks are just, things don't add up. Things are not adding up with what happened, what they say is going on. And, you know, I'm no chemist, nor no nuclear physicist or biological expert. But when you look up the chemicals and you see what they do and what they won't do, it just doesn't make sense what they're saying is going on. Good to see it. Experience with Sassy. Hope you're doing well this evening. Prepared Irishman, my man. Thank you for what you sent me on Instagram. I took a look at that video and that's dead on point. Hooks Outdoors. Good evening from Hook. Good evening. Dan H, my man. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back, Roaming Prepper. I'm sorry you got kicked off, and we will see what the doorman did. We'll blame it on Nightbot. Crafty Mom's Creations, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Jay Creature, my man, and president of the Northeast Territory of Vision Preparedness. He is our self-proclaimed president, and he's doing a mighty good job. She is Sunshine, good to see you as well. But folks, again, stay the path. You know, we all know what we have to do, what we would like to do, and what we want to do. 3 different things. Now is not the time to procrastinate with your preps, with your gear, and the things you need to do around your house. And you know, as the Roaming Prepper was having his live an hour ago, there were things that we were all talking about that I had to add to a list of stuff to get. I need to get some more heavy gauged plastic to cover my windows in case of something. I have one roll, but I need to get another one. So, you know, those are some of the things we have to do. Work on what you need to get done, whether it's adding food to your preps, adding water, doing things to the house, getting the house ready. Springtime, believe it or not, folks, is around the corner. So now is the time to start your seedlings for your garden. Get the seedlings going. That way, next month, March rolls around, April, if the weather starts cooperating, we can begin to start our gardens. Yes, 300 I did. I did get it. That's awesome. And I think I posted it on my community page. But yes, I did get it. But yes, folks, do the things. Let's get the things done that need to get done, especially gardening. For all of you gardeners or wannabe gardeners, now's the time. Get your seeds if you don't already have them, but you should have them. Now is time to get those seeds sprouting. Magic says, I would like some plywood, but dang crazy expensive. So Magic, here's what you do. Here's what I did. I drove around to subdivisions that they're building houses in, and they have those big dumpsters in front of the houses that are under construction. Dumpster dive in there, pull out the plywood. That's exactly what I did to get all the plywood I need to cover all my windows and doors. Go dumpster diving. Just Josh, good to see you, my man. Good to see you and welcome in. Those are the kind of things that you can do and get, and it won't cost you anything. I mean, I've got in my garage the big load-bearing beams. I got 3 of them that are at least 6 feet long. So if I need them, I can cut them and use them. Coffee, I got my coffee right here. We'll be here when you get back. But folks, these are the things we have to do. Oh, by the way, can I get a 5x5 from a couple of folks if you can hear me? I'm suffering from PTSD from last week, but that's okay. We got through it and we beat up the algorithms, and let's do it again. Hope you're doing well, Naj. Hope you're doing well. 5x5s. Thank you, James Price, Magic, Jeep Girl 300. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm had PTSD. This is the second incident today. Roaming Prepper was having a little audio issue, and I had PTSDs again. So we'll get through that. But the things you need to do, folks, stay on the path. Get your gardens going. If you know you have repairs to do on your home and you can afford to do it now, let's do it now. Get it done. Spring's around the corner, spring cleaning. Clean up, clean out. If you have lights outside that you need to replace the light bulbs, or you need to replace lights, now is the time. If you're going to beef up your security outside, get some of those solar motion sensors and motion lights. That way you can add to that. Hockey night for you. All right, Ontario Prepper. Good to see you, my friend. But now is the time to keep moving. And I know we all get sucked into the news vortex and some of the gloom and doom. But let's keep in mind what the game plan ahead is. Keep on prepping. Keep doing the things that you can control that will take care of yourself and your family and increase your preps, increase your security, and increase the day-to-day lives of you and your loved ones. Good to see you, Hunter. Good to see you, my friend. Pilgrim Prepper, welcome. That's the whole game. We have to not only survive, but we want to thrive. It appears that with everything that's going on in our country and to our country, good to see you, Miss Sharon. It doesn't surprise me that, there's going to be a major event. I mean, we're seeing these pockets of train derailments now. Is that a coincidence? I don't know, because I haven't been following trail derailments throughout the year or the past year. But I know the train derailment here in Ohio is short of Chernobyl, period. And I feel for those folks. And that's why we always say the government is not going to come and help you. Good to see you, Coach Mary Ma. Welcome. The government's not coming to save you. As Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival always says, You are your first responder. You are your own first responder, folks. Make sure you've got the stuff. Now is the time to be getting, your preps in order, your medical, your first aid gear, over-the-counter drugs. Allergy season's around the corner. Get the allergy medicines, the over-the-counter allergy medicines. If you're on prescription medication, see if you can start getting them in 90 days or 180 days. And I've been saying this over and over. Prepper Book Club, welcome. It's so good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. There's things that I'm working on this weekend, and I try to do something every day. I was out yesterday cleaning up more leaves in the yard, and I'm not even close to done. But, these are the things we have to do in spite of what's going on in the world, because we have to get things ready and prepared. You're absolutely right, Wolfgang. Buy local honey. Get those over-the-counter meds. Get the allergy medications, folks. Allergy season is coming upon us. Those of you that have allergies, get what you need so you can be comfortable and be okay. Right. CUCV Farmer said, if you need anything from that other country over there, get it now. Because, who knows what's going to be in 6 months, 2 months, a month, or tomorrow. We don't know tomorrow. But the only thing we can do is prep for tomorrow and the coming days, weeks, months, year. That's it. Can we prep for everything? No, we can't prep for everything, but we can prep now. One good thing that came out of Roaming Preppers live that he just did, and Pete, if you're still in the chat, type vision and drop your link, and folks, go check this out. If you live near railroad tracks or around railroad tracks, go look at them. Go see what shape they're in, just in case. Everybody that, if you live within the vicinity of a railroad track, you should have some type of mask, respirator, or whatever it may be, just in case. That's one of the things that I took away from the Roaming Preppers live. He just did. Fortunately, there's not trains near me for a couple of miles, at least 4, maybe 5 miles away. Welcome back. Coffee first, then speak. So now you can speak now that you have your coffee. Folks, these are the things we have to keep doing in spite of what we see. Okay. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't know that we've had 8 train derailments in the last month or 2. They don't know that. There's people out there that don't know, how many chicken farms and processing plants and all of that have burned up, gone up in smoke, and they're just going about their normal day just because they now have to pay $13 for a dozen eggs. They're complaining about that without looking at why and what was causing that. And I watched a video that talked about the manufacturers are taking advantage of this fact, and they're jacking up the prices. Fed up? Yeah, check out that railroad track. He said he's about 400 feet. 300 said he's in the jungle. No train tracks around him. That's good. That's good. But, those are the things we need to be aware of. Good to see you, African Dreaming. Good to see you, my friend. Everything is good. Hope you're doing well. Y'all had an amazing live this afternoon, man, and I'm glad I got to take part in it. 300 Survival says that strawberries, $59.95. That is insanity. Grow your own strawberries, folks. What am I doing up this time of night? No, it's more like, what are you doing up this time of night? It's not even 7 o'clock p.m. here. It's probably like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning over there. But folks, we got to do it. J3GS, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. We have to stay the course, okay? Right now, I'm looking for a chicken coop because I'm getting chickens this spring, and I'm going to raise my own chickens. And, that way, that's going to help me be more productive and more of a producer than a consumer. Because the more we are consumers, the more we're relying on other people and other things. Of course, being a consumer, we're relying on the supply chain. Okay. Supply chain breakdown. We've been hearing that for the last 3 years. Correct, Wolfgang. You're right. They're not. They're not going to be. So folks, you want to begin to become a producer. How do you do it? You do a little bit at a time, one thing at a time. First of all, grow your own food, grow your own vegetables, grow your own fruits. I'm planning to plant, hopefully this summer, some fruit trees. I want fruit trees. So those are the things. Coach Mary Ma said, a productive producer sounds awesome. And that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know anything about raising goats and chickens and sheep and all that. But guess what? I'm going to start. And I'm going to start with chickens. So once I find me a chicken coop and figure out where I'm going to put it back there, and then after I get the garden started, I'll be there. Orion Preparedness says, I'm actually at my railroad track crossing. The tracks and crossing were just replaced last year. I drive by it every day because it's part of my security checklist. Very good. See that right there, folks? Right there. He drives by it every day because it's on his security checklist. That's awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. Rip says there's no reason there's extra parts is because my friend is a 70-year-old friend from church, and he has lost a couple springs trying to build it himself. Therefore, you're helping yourself. That's awesome, Rip Curl. Awesome. Orion Preparedness. Yes, indeed. Good to see you. Thank you. Yes, indeed. So I take it you caught our live stream. And you saw me. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm there every Sunday and Wednesday. CJ Blaze says, I'm worried about growing outside now in Ohio. Thank God I built a greenhouse last year. I'm with you, CJ. And what I think I'm actually going to do is do some couple raised beds and fill them in with dirt and do that way. Even though there's still air quality, possibly, we'll see. But, we can only do what we can. Dan H says, berry bushes is my next try crop. Yep, I'm with you, Dan. That's good. That's good. But CJ, I agree with you. That's why I'm having my well tested in the next couple of weeks, just to be on the safe side for my peace of mind. J3GS. Now, this man is speaking from experience. Goats are easy to take. They give you so many benefits. J3GS, I'll be getting with you because, if I don't know, I'm definitely going to find somebody who does know and ask questions. So I'll be hitting you up about that. Odom's Homestead, good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. But, folks, we have to stay on the path. We need to focus on becoming producers and less consumers. Now, there are things that we have to rely on. I can't produce toilet paper. There's plenty of things I can use for toilet paper, but I can't make toilet paper and the rolls. Yes, Dan, that is on my list of stuff. Yes. Get a backup hand pump. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Um, those are the things that we can do that'll keep us on the path instead of looking at what's happening outside our door, down the street, around the corner, across our state, across the country. And I'm not saying don't be aware, but I'm saying don't let that stop you from doing what you need to do. I know plenty of people that do nothing but sit at home and watch the news 24/7. That's crazy. Penny Pinching Prepper said old refrigerators and deep freezers make a fast and easy way for a raised garden bed. Just decorate it. There you go. But folks, we are a bunch of intelligent, smart people, okay? And when we're in survival mode, we know what we need to do. Thank you, Dan. I will definitely look into that. I will definitely look into the buffalo pumps. Thank you. We know what to do. So, keep doing what you're doing. Stay on the path. Don't get sucked down the road of gloom and doom. What other people say. Good evening, Prepping by Faith. Hope you're doing well. With the people you come across that may say, why are you doing that? Can't you see what's going on in the world? Why are you doing that? And just say, I appreciate your opinion, but I'm going to do what's best for me and my family. I come across people like that all the time. And, I don't have time for that. Marco, my man, hope you're doing well. Good evening. Good to see you. The water is wet and it is cold because it's sitting in bottles in the refrigerator. Everything is well. Come on in. It's fine and dandy. Good to see you, my friend. But yeah, folks, we got to stay on the path. If you have things you're lacking in, start working towards getting those and fill up the holes that are in your preps. And I'm going to be talking about this from now on, just putting different viewpoints on it, because like I said at the end of last year, I think we're going to see something traumatic happen across this country this year. Tonette, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And folks, I can't say it enough. Prep. Get your stuff ready. Do what you need to do. Right. As Zanian 85, if all you do is watch the news 24/7, you're captive in not getting your home and your preps ready. Absolutely. That is absolutely correct. And those are the people that are going to be standing there, sitting there like, what's going on? And they don't know. So, those are the things that you got to do. Hand tools. I know this spring and summer, I'm hitting every yard sale that I come across and I'm looking for hand tools. Right. Orion Preparedness said it right there. Non-electric hand tools. I am looking for hand tools. So that's what we have to do, folks. We have to be ready. We have to be prepared. And I know everybody's on a budget. Money is tight right now, as long as it still has whatever value it has. But when that goes out the window, now we're talking a different economic system in place. And you may have to barter to get that next loaf of bread. So have your stuff lined up for that. I have food preps that I'm going to use for bartering amongst some other items. So you never know. Those are the kinds of things that we have to do to survive and to take care of our family. What they call the normies and folks like that, they're not thinking about that stuff. They're going to try to run to the box store and wonder why there's 1,000 people out there and there's a dump truck there with 15 guys and they're all armed and they're taking everything out of the store. And they're going to be like, all I want is a loaf of bread. Tonette said, get a dehydrator, going and ready. Right. And a can more meat in a few days. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yep. So, those are the things we have to do, folks. Get that stuff now before either we can't get it or it's going to be too expensive. Can you imagine if the collapse of something, and picture this in your mind. You're driving wherever, and everything is absolutely done. Lights out, no electric, no nothing. You're on your way home, trying to get home. Technically, we should already be home, but you glance over and you see Home Depot, and the parking lot is packed, and there is not a window in the store that's not broken. Could you imagine that? It would be it'd be complete insanity, and I wouldn't want to be nowhere near there, because that's when people get killed, robbed, and whatever else. But staying on the path. The path is one step at a time, folks. Do one thing. Don't let procrastination make you freeze up or give you the mindset that this is too big to accomplish. Do the small incremental things that collectively will make it complete and finished, and you can move on. Roaming Prepper said, absolutely. If you can buy bulk, split the food, some for daily use and the rest for your long-term preps. Absolutely. If you have to buy in bulk, split it up. Absolutely. Split it up and do your thing, folks, but stay on the path. There's some canned goods that I use, and I have some, stored away. I need to add more to the stored away part, and that's on my list. And hopefully I'll be taking care of that this weekend. But, these are the types of things we need to be thinking about and focusing on, especially if you need to beef up your security. Go buy what you need to buy. And while I'm on that tip, I was watching, I think it was the Alaskan Prepper, talked about starting, I think it's either March 1st or April 1st. I think it's March 1st. Discover Card is going to start tracking purchases of guns, ammunition, and accessories with a special code, so that stuff can be tracked, and now they know you bought this, that, and the other. Buy the stuff now. Pay cash, preferably, if you can, because they're starting to track it. Wolfman as VP, do you have a good area for garden? I sure do. I got about 5 acres that I can turn into a garden if necessary. But I have a great gardening area that I did a test with last year, and it turned out tremendous. And I'm expanding it this year to almost triple or quadruple the size. Yes. So my garden this year, I'm literally going to grow everything and see what happens. I'm growing possibly 10 to 15 different vegetables. I'm growing all herbs possible, and going from there. And we'll see what happens. Last year is my first time gardening, and it went very well. My squash didn't do well, but my cucumber, I got still cucumbers that I canned and jarred, green beans that I vacuum sealed. What else? Jalapenos and peppers that I canned and put them on the shelf. So, I'm doing it. I'm not a master gardener like some of these people in the chat, but I'm doing what I can to produce my own fruits and vegetables, and herbs. So, those are some of the things I'm stepping my game up on. And if I have to grow them inside, then I'll go down that road. Virginia Bushcrafter said he's good. No need to purchase anything else except food. I got one other thing on my list that I want to get, and then I'm good. But folks, these are the types of things that we should be checking off, on our checklist. We need to be checking off stuff, getting it done. And those are the things that, we need to focus on. Keep an ear to what's going on in the world. If you hear something, spend a minute, spend some time looking at it, research it, understand it, and then get back to doing the things that need to get done. Get back to the things that will take care of you and your family personally. I can't do anything about the train derailment in East Palestine. I was going to round up my guys and we were going to go take a couple truckloads, cases of water down there. And I talked to a friend of mine and he told me not to. And he told me why I shouldn't. And I had to think about, my safety and my guys' safety first, because we all have families, and we decided not to do it. All I can do is pray for those folks and hope that everything works out for them. Coffee, he just grows weeds. Okay, well, hey, grow something. Dandelions aren't bad. You can eat the greens, that's for sure. But, we have to do the things. So now that I'm not going to East Palestine, I can stay on track and I work on the things that I'm doing. I'm doing it in incrementals. I've got a huge project. I want to go solar, completely solar, and get off the electrical grid. But first, I have to get a couple more backup solar generators. And once that's done, then I'm going to start looking into all the components and what I need to do to go completely solar, put in my own solar panels, my own battery house, inverters, and everything, and generate my own solar. That's, one of my things I want to do. That's a long-term goal. It may take a year or so. Virginia Bushcrafter says, well, I do need a generator and solar panels. Right. I've got one and I need some more. I want at least 2 more solar generators and panels. Wolfgang says a good gas mask doesn't cost that much. It's the filters that cost a lot. Right. True. Mad Chad, good to see you, my friend. The roaming prepper. Absolutely. Pay attention to your surroundings and current events. Always ask, how will this affect my preparations? Correct. Always, folks. Always. Stay on the path. Always. And if the answer to this is how will it affect my preparations is it won't, okay. Now you've just made yourself aware of the situation. You don't have to worry about it, but you know about it. You can keep an eye on it and get back to doing the more important things, preparing, securing your home, taking care of the kids, and things like that. Those are the things that are the most important, is our family's safety and our family's survival. And that's first and foremost, outside of my relationship with God himself, then my family. So, folks, those are the things we have to focus on. I'm gonna be honest with you. Train derailments, okay, it happens. It's going to continue to happen. There's not too much I can do about them except where are they at in my area and how does this affect me? When they had the train derailment in East Palestine, I am 173 miles to the west of that train derailment. And first thing I'm thinking is, okay, how's this going to deal with ground contamination and how does this affect my well? Apparently, I'm upstream, so I don't have to technically worry about it. But over the years, who knows what could happen? Who knows? Those are some of the things that long term could kill you. So Psalms 146, home and garden, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Those are the things that we have to worry about or be concerned about. That's why I'm getting my well tested, just to make sure. And that is important to me. Go prepping. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Those are the things that we need to focus on. What really matters? Okay. Does it really matter that, what's the price of gas now? I can't even remember. 3 something. 300 said, VP, there are also a lot of people who don't have everything, prepping gear. That's true. And I can't say, there's things I don't have. And I know there's things everybody doesn't have. Get what you can. Like I've always said, don't go out and run up your credit cards and take out your 401k to buy whatever it is you need. So, get what you can. Okay, Jeep Girl said gas is $3.59 where she lives. Okay, there it is. Weren't we just screaming 6 months ago, 8 months ago, gas was $5 a gallon? Okay, there's nothing I can do about that, except what I can do is, instead of waiting until my truck got to E to fill it up at a half a tank or a little bit less. That way I'm not spending as much money that way. Jay Creature asked, what food is the most bang for the buck? Those Irish survived on potatoes. Right. I'm with you, Jay Creature. Get the biggest bang for your buck. And right now, for me, is buying in bulk. That's the biggest bang for my buck. And that just works. Jay Creature said, I just paid $17.99 for a chicken sub today in New York. That is insane. Insane. Jeep Girl says, paid almost $40 for a half a tank this morning. Right. Mad Shad, he's been building his helmet for about 2 months now. Small increments, almost done. And if you guys haven't checked out Mad Shad and that helmet, y'all need to check it out. Check it out. Folks, but the biggest bang for your buck, figure it out. For me, it's bulk. Because I can go to a store here in town. It's called Restaurant Depot. You have to have a business in order to get a membership to go in there. And maybe 4 months ago, I bought 40 pounds of chicken legs for $22. And it came in a big box, 40 pounds. So I vacuum sealed all that, threw it in the freezer, ate some of it, and I'm going to can some of it as well. But figure out what's the biggest bang for your buck, folks. And go from there. Right. 300. I used to pay $18.95 for 20 pounds of balsamic rice. Now it's $24. Right. We all know the price. The price is going up. They're limiting the product and blaming it on the food chain. Just in time delivery. Good to see you, Paul. Hope everything's doing well with you. Right. So, get what you can. Mad Shad, yes, indeed. I got 10 pounds of ground beef, a log of beef. Right. We have to stay the path and not freak out from what we see that is going on in the world and stay focused on what's most important. Yeah, we all have talked about, the train derailments, the balloon and all that other stuff because we want to know what's going on. I saw myself sitting here last night. I was sitting here listening to somebody on YouTube, and they were waiting to do Putin's State of the Union speech. And I'm sitting here like, why am I sitting up for this mess? I don't care what that man says, and I don't speak Russian. So I got up and went to bed. So there it is. Naj says, my friend asked me if I was one of those crazy zombie preppers. I said, no, I prep for natural and unnatural disasters, including government-funded disasters. Exactly, Naj. Yes, exactly. Paul says, it has got the fuel issue I was having on the truck figured out to a point on why she was being greedy, thinking she had to stop at every gas station. That's right. Tell her, no, not today. Not today. Vision, what's your opinion about building a community? I'm all for it. Get your people, especially locally, and then citywide, statewide, and branch out from there. I've got a good group of guys, a core group that are right here in Ohio. And I have a core group of guys right here in my community that we can all lean on each other if something goes wrong. Yeah, Orion, I'm with you on that. Yeah, government-funded disasters. That's classic right there. Yes, I'm all about building communities, with like-minded people. Do it. Start locally and branch out from there. Start in your community, branch out from there. I've made some amazing friends and people that I know I could lean on if I need to, and that they could lean on in me. And a couple of them are in the chat as we speak. But as Jay Creature says, trust no one. Vet them out, folks. Vet them out. Vet them out. Vet them out. Wolfgang says, know the people you pick. Just because you got a shovel in the backpack does not mean I'm going to do anything in here. Ya Ka, good to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Fed Up American, it takes a lot to extend the olive branch, but do it now. You can find great people. And he's speaking from experience, folks. We actually met, and we developed a great relationship. And it's only going, as my grandmother used to say, it's only going to get gooder. So there you go. But yes, start your community. I mean, I can just name a couple. I had Fed Up American is an hour away from me. Mad Shad is 2 hours away from me to the north. Wolfgang is 2 hours to the south, and there's others that aren't in the chat that are here, and everything is there. Amber Angel's Truth, I understand what you're saying, but there's going to come a time where you're going to have to trust somebody, and it's not easy. It isn't. So you may want to just start up a conversation with somebody and keep it light and go from there. Yeah, I understand that completely. Jeep Girl says she's having trouble finding a group. Jeep Girl, if you don't mind me asking, what state are you in? It's a difficult question to answer. The roaming prepper and we've had discussions about this. It's difficult, question about that. Finding people, trusting people, how to trust people, how to find people in to create a group. Basically you have to interview them and not let them know that you're interviewing them. TJ and GA, good to see you, my friend. He said they're solo, and not by choice though. Oh, I understand, Amber. I completely understand. And right. And Naj Naj is a drive straight down for me. Yes, straight to Florida. Jay Creature says, never underestimate the danger of panicked people. Right. I've met housewives who've killed and normal people with no history report to murder when panicked. Right. Common sense may not be in effect. That is true. That is absolutely true, Jay Creature. Paul says, I don't let them know about my preps and foresight, but I try them in other ways. And 95% of them fall on their faces in general. And that's because I start a small thing and go from there. That's exactly right, Paul. That's how you do it. That is exactly how you do it. You don't tell everybody what you have, where you live, and, here's my number, come by. No, we don't do that. Don't do that. What Paul said, small, start the conversation small and let things go from there. Absolutely. Right. And if they can prove reliability on the small things, they can be trusted in longer things as time goes on. You're absolutely right, Paul. Absolutely right. Fat Up American says, while you're in their interview, throw out your crazy conspiracy theories. Yes. And see how they answer them. Also, sit down and drink coffee while you're having that interview also. So, those are some of the things you have to do in order to grow your community, or at least find another like-minded person or two or three. Plain and simple. Do me a favor, folks. If you haven't hit the like button, smash the thumbs up button. Let's turn YouTube algorithms on their head and let them know that we're still here, even after the technical difficulties, which I'm still trying to figure out what it was, but who knows? I'm getting ready to order some new wireless microphones, and we'll see what happens. Mad Chad said he's approached folks here. They just think of me as the in case of emergency guy. Right. And I'll be like, no, I'm not the in case of an emergency guy. Right. Exactly. Yep. Coffee. Always have coffee. Sit down, have a cup of coffee, relax, put folks at ease, and just have a conversation. Have a conversation. Thank you, Roaming Prepper. I appreciate that. Jeep Girl, got a lot of wacky people all around me. Did she say where she is? Oh, Pennsylvania. Jeep Girl. Oh, come on. You're close. NY Prepper, as Marco said, Jeep Girl, have you tried contacting NY Prepper to see if he has any contacts for your area? Yes, NY Prepper is in Pennsylvania. Good call out, Marco. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Paul also said, out of a dozen folks I know and associate with in just general life things, there's only about 2 I would trust. And if or when things came to it, and they have proven themselves to be called family. Correct. Same here, Paul. Same here. But yes, Jeep Girl, reach out to NY Prepper. Yeah, as Marco said. Mad Shad, likewise. And Shad, and you know me, if you need to leave up north, head south, my friend. You got a place here. That's the thing. Take care of Pilgrim Prepper. Appreciate you. What time is it? 7:23. Let's see. Do we have any questions? I did not check questions. We have one question from the Virginia Bushcrafter. Has the train accident affected your area in any way, knowing that you are 200 miles plus away? Virginia Bushcrafter, right now, I would say no. People that I've talked to out here in my area, they're just keeping their eye on the situation. Those that have livestock are making sure that their livestock doesn't drop over dead. And I'm having my well tested just to make sure that everything is okay. So yeah, that's the most of it. And the most of the chatter is what the state of Ohio is not doing, what the feds are not doing. And, that's just how it is. Jay Creature said, if everything went dark right now, what would you static sound? Right. Exactly. Yep. Right now, two things I would do, Jay Creature. I would go grab some hardware and I would make sure that all the blinds were closed. And then I would turn on my radio. Just hear what I could hear. And if I can get out a text message on my phone, I'm sending one text message and go from there. Yes. And that will begin putting things in motion for me and my family in my plan. And if not, then they know what to do if they don't hear in a matter of time, in a specific amount of time. Okay. You guys are amazing. I truly hope that some of the ideas that folks were talking about in the chat and what I was saying, stay on the path, folks. Don't let the world distract you from doing what you need to do to take care of yourself and your family, because that's what they want. They want to catch us slipping. We're not going to do that. We can't do it. We can't afford to get caught slipping. That's what has to happen. Briar Rose 2, good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But folks, it's 7:26, and we have to keep doing the things. We can't get caught slipping. We can't get caught lacking. We have to continue to prep, move forward, and prepare not only to survive, but to thrive, to become producers, and to be on top of our game. Right. One thing that I've learned, Orion said, on my many deployments is to bury things that you don't want people to find. Got that right. Absolutely. We cannot slip, meaning we can't get caught with our guards down, Amber. That's why we always have to stay on top of what we're doing. And fill the holes. Okay. Anything else before we go? I appreciate everybody. Again, I want to thank all of my amazing moderators, Mad Shad, Marco, Fed Up American, and we got another question. Paul's asking how many are coming out in June. As of right now, Paul, I don't have a count, but last time I looked, it was well over a dozen and climbing. So I think we're going to have a good crowd. And if nobody shows up but me and you, we'll have a good time. No problem, Amber. But anyway, folks, I appreciate all of you in the chat tonight. And thank you very much. Miss Grandma, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Folks, keep prepping, because your family depends on you and your life depends on it. Once again, God bless everybody. Keep prepping, keep stacking, keep practicing, and keep praying. This is Vision Preparedness. We'll see you guys on the next video.
I'm Trent, and and this is Vision Preparedness.